We're joined right now by a young lady who earlier this year represented the UK in the Eurovision Song Contest and whose current single, My Man, is tearing up radio and all over the video channels. Jade Ewen, welcome to Fresh Cuts. How you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Right, how would you describe yourself in 5 words?
Oh, God. Indecisive.
Okay.
I'm extremely indecisive. Creative, quite positive. Oh, gosh. Can I say, well, I guess these are my last 2 words, but family orientated, because they really are a big part of my life, yeah.
To anyone that might not be familiar with you, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, you mentioned it before. I represented the UK this year for Eurovision. I came 5th, which was a big achievement for me personally. I just felt it was a massive challenge, so it was a good platform and opportunity for me. And off the back of that, I signed my record deal with Universal. I'm under Geffen. And yeah, I've just been offered a 4-album deal, so this is my first single off the new album. It's called My Man. It's actually out September the 13th on download and September the 14th to buy in stores. And yeah, God, it's gone from doing ballads with Andrew Lloyd Webber to R&B pop basically, but this is a lot more me. I feel like this is what I should have been doing, but you know, you have to sort of get what you're given and make the most of it. So I hope everyone enjoys it as much as I do.
I was going to say, if you had a preference, because you've done singing, you've done acting, and you've done dancing, writing, but would you say singing is your preference then?
Yeah, that's definitely my main passion, and like I have done a lot of acting. I've done it since I was about 10 and 11, but you know, there have been plenty of times where I've had to choose between singing and acting, and singing wins every time for me.
Now, you spent 5 years at Sylvia Young. How do you feel that prepared you for where you are today?
Oh, it prepared me enormously, because you go from maybe I guess a more normal environment where there's not so many people that do what you do, to a school where everyone's talented and everyone's beautiful. So, you know, I think it's good. It helps build confidence. It shows you that the world's not so easy. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you have to fight for what you've got and work hard at it. And they're extremely professional there, so they do make sure that even as a 12-year-old, you turn up on time, you learn all your lines, you conduct yourself well, and know how to behave in front of other celebrities or if you're on set. So I felt like it was good training ground.
I read somewhere that you were in a girl band beforehand called Trinity Stone.
Yeah.
Did you meet the girls through Sylvia Young?
No, I didn't. No, one of the girls I was already friends with, Cherry, and she's actually bringing out her own stuff at the moment, so it's good to see her doing well. And the other girl was introduced to me by a management company, and we were signed to Sony. We were a three-piece urban group. And we just toured and we worked on the album. We recorded in the States. It was just wicked. So that for me as well did very much prepare me for being on my own, because, you know, trying to do this with no kind of training or preparation is quite intimidating at times.
How much of a push do you think being involved with Eurovision and with Your Country Needs You has given you in terms of becoming a household name?
Well, massively. I mean, to begin with, it was just I started on the TV show Your Country Needs You, so I thought maybe just UK would know about me, and that was good enough for me. But then to go onto the Eurovision stage and perform for 122 million people, I could not have asked for a better platform or starting point. So it's given me huge exposure, and I'm really grateful for it. And
you're probably the most credible singer to represent the UK in Eurovision for a while, right?
Oh, thank you.
Did you have any apprehensions before you got involved, or did you think this is too big an opportunity to let slip away, despite what negative connotations might be involved with Eurovision?
Yeah, I mean, there were definite reservations. I do know, obviously, Eurovision here is not done so well. But at the same time, like I said, like, it was a massive platform, and, you know, certainly years ago, it broke acts, and, you know, ABBA being one of them, you know, so I thought, why not? Andrew Lloyd Webber was taking a risk, and I sort of saw it as he had more to lose than I did, so if he could do it, I can.
So what was it like working with him?
Oh, it was good. It's not as scary as you would have thought. Like, I was terrified to sing for him for the first time, but he's really, really gentle. He's really supportive. He took time out to work with me on my own and just gave me advice and stuff that he didn't really have to do, so I really appreciated it. It was good.
So presumably, if he came up with a new musical venture and you had the time and he was looking for a lead star, would you say yeah?
Yeah, I would definitely consider it. I mean, at the moment, because people have asked me this before, there's just so much that I want to do before I go back to musical theatre that, like, I definitely want to concentrate on my music and my mainstream stuff, because that's my main passion and that's more me. Eurovision was good, but it wasn't really a true representation of me as an artist, and particularly with the ballad, I could sing it, but I felt like I was restricted. I didn't get to showcase. Now I do a lot of dancing. I love up-tempo stuff, preferably more sort of urban and R&B music. So yeah, I definitely want to focus more on that for now.
Okay, now your debut single is My Man, which we're sure everyone's heard by now. Can you tell us a little bit about that track?
Yeah, well, the song is celebrating good men out there. I don't have one. But this is me speaking, hopefully, you know, for the future, I know there's someone out there. So yeah, it's just a positive song for guys, because quite often women slate them, but there are some good ones out there.
Amen
too.
to that. I think we get a rough deal, and you know, it's nice to hear a woman that says, "Listen, men ain't all bad, all right."
Yeah, but that was so fun. I actually did the video a couple of weeks ago in Los Angeles, and I couldn't believe it. I thought I was just going to do a video here, so that was cool. I met Usher out there too, and I nearly had a heart attack because he was like incredible, but it was really fun.
So will you be working with Usher anytime soon?
I really hope so. I mean, he said that he would love for us to work together in the future, maybe do a duet. I don't know how, you know, I don't know if that's definitely going to happen. That's just one of those things that you sort of have to wait and see how it pans out, but fingers crossed that would be good.
You've got a remix of My Man with Bashi. Like, how was that working with him?
Yeah, that was good. Bashi's really cool, and I've always really been a huge fan of him, so I was quite honoured for him to say that he wanted to jump on it and do a bit of a collab. So,
Now, can you tell us anything about the album? I mean, who have you worked with so far, and when can we expect it?
the album's not going to be out until early 2010. And gosh, for my album, I've tried to keep it quite a small team. I didn't want to work with loads and loads of different writers or producers. I've done that before with a group, and I just felt like when you do that, then your personality gets lost. And I really want the fans to feel like they know all about me and sort of my views and what I'm thinking. I want my work to be a true representation of me, or my album, should I say, to be a true representation of me. So I'm working with a writer called Ina Rolsden. She'd recently written the Pussycat Dolls single Hush. And then some Danish and Swedish producers. And surprisingly, I didn't know this, but they do a lot of stuff with like Justin Timberlake and Usher and Britney. A lot of the the artists from America come over to Sweden. So they're really cool.
Okay.
You wrote a song that was featured on Booty Love's album. You co-wrote it. Have you been writing for a lot of other artists?
Yeah, I do. I write a lot. And I had even written about 20 odd songs that were, potentially going to be my album before I was given this deal. But I do enjoy writing, and I want to definitely get them out there, because now I feel like my new sound has taken a different turn. So the old songs that I've written are not going to work for me personally, but they're great songs. I think they would work really well for maybe somebody else. So I'm going to try and keep up with that.
Now, you performed at Wembley just before the Charity Shield game. Were you nervous singing in front of that many people?
It's weird because obviously Eurovision is a massive audience, but the physical audience that I could see in the auditorium was only 40,000 in Moscow, whereas at Wembley it was 90. So although it wasn't as big as the worldwide audience I had, it did feel a lot bigger. So I was, it was only 40-something seconds worth of the anthem, but I remember standing there being like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? But it gradually gets easier.
I read somewhere that you keep a diary. And you've been keeping one since you were 12?
Yeah.
How have you managed to do that?
I don't know. I just always have a lot to say. But I like to do it because I'm so scatty. I forget things. And I always think it's good to write down what happens day to day. It's always fun. When I go back to it and I look at what I used to write about, I laugh because it's like so insignificant. But particularly with this year, my life has changed so much that I want to remember everything that I've done.
Yeah, you can sell that in 5 years' time. What biography you already done?
Oh gosh, yeah, I could. We'll have to edit quite heavily. There's a lot in there.
Now, do you have a Facebook or a Twitter page that your fans can use to get in contact with you and follow you, see what's going on with you?
Definitely. My Twitter page is simply / Jade Ewen, and Ewen spelled EWEN. And also, I have a Facebook, which is Jade Ewen, and a MySpace, Jade Ewen Official. And for me, they're really important because that's the only time I really get direct contact with fans. So I really like to take time out to thank them all for their support. So please, if you're a fan, contact me.
I was looking at your Twitter page yesterday, actually, and I just saw that you took the time out to actually reply to individual fans. I was like, oh, that's nice.
Thanks. Yeah, I think it's important because people don't have to take time out of their lives to for me, they called up and voted for me. So I feel like the least I can do is write back.
Do you feel like Twitter's good for that, for allowing you to have direct contact with fans in such a quick and easy manner?
Yeah, definitely. And I always felt like whenever I had anyone that I aspired to be like, I would love to know what's going on behind the scenes and what their personality is really like. So it's good for people now to feel like they can really get to know you.
Finally, before we go, can you just remind us when the single's coming out?
Yes, certainly. My new single, My Man, will be out 13th of September on iTunes and the 14th of September in stores. Please buy if you like it.
Okay.
Thank you very much.